Hi everyone. My name is Robi Bucayu. My pronouns are he, they, and sha, and I'm a proud child of Filipino immigrants with roots in Quezon City and Isabela. I'm currently a second year fellow physician in pediatric infectious disease at Children's Hospital of Philadelphia, and I'm interested in health equity, infection prevention and control, and medical education. I think Bayanihan is a particular value that resonates with me. Um, the idea of communal unity or of a shared sense of community, I think dates back even to not just my work in CFAM, but also growing up as a child, as I mentioned, a child of immigrants. The overall big picture, the sense of what one was working towards had never really struck me, or the importance of having a sort of shared mental model until I was in CFAM and through a variety of events, whether it was planning maybe certain individual events or conference planning and working with lots of team dynamics, I started to recognize the importance of having a shared mental model and that everyone pitches in, everyone helps out. When one gets sick, the everyone else helps jump in so that we can carry forward the goal or the original task at hand. Um, I realized through my work in CFAM the importance of Bayanihan and that was actually what my parents had been trying to teach me all along through examples of asking me to do chores that I didn't want to do, for example. Um, and I would feel sometimes frustrated, like, why are they having me pick all the weeds in the backyard, for example? Um, I think at the time, of course, I was young, I was immature. But I think it wasn't really until working in CFAM when I sort of had to be mindful of what are these larger goals, these milestones, achieving a successful conference, creating safe space for our CFAM community, that having the bigger picture in mind is also um, like it's important to have mindfulness of everyone else's wellness, availability, and that with transparency, I think having with communication, ensuring the accomplishment of a shared sense of goal is possible. And when one person, like I said, if people are really busy, like people have midterms, people have exams, just let us know, and everyone else can chip in. We'll help cover you while you're out. So then right when you come back in and you're ready to come back at 110% of yourself, you know, we got you and you'll come back right back in. And I think that shared sense of a mental model of the idea again of a communal unity became truly evident to myself through my work in CFAM. And I think also just made me even more appreciative of all of the hard work and parenting that my parents and my ancestors offered for me and all the sacrifices that they had for me growing up. So, FAM is an opportunity for me to continue reconstructing and refining my why. Why do I provide this act of service for someone? Why do I, um, you know, why do I navigate the world and have certain values? And why do I have things that are important to me? I think my values and my why is constructing that is an ongoing iterative process. that is never static. It's always dynamic and it's changing with the times. But I think also there's still this need to refine it in such a way that is also in congruence with our own self and our roots. And I think growing up in America, I think I grew up with a certain sense of what it meant to be Filipino American through my upbringing. Um, Yet I recognize there are differences between how I was raised with how my parents were raised back home in the Philippines. And I think FAM is an opportunity for me to continue to refine my why based off of the experiences and the lessons that not only my parents learned, but our ancestors, generations past, all the way um, from just like Larry Itliong to Dr. Jose Rizal. Like we have so many role models, so many people who have advocated on our behalf. Um, Growing up, again, I was young. I was maybe, I was spoiled. I was unaware of a lot of the sacrifices my parents had made on my behalf. Um, and I think FAM is an opportunity again to just be mindful of those sacrifices. You starting with your family, your immediate family, but then you can always build up and learn to appreciate a lot of the work that folks before us have done to help elevate us. And I like to say that, we stand upon the shoulders of giants, of those who have come before us and who have worked so hard to lift us up. We are where we are because of the people who have come before us, whether that's our chosen family or a greater familia of decades and centuries past. Um, there is no way that I could continue moving forward in life if I have never taken opportunities to pause and to look back. I think that's part of the journey is to look back and to appreciate maybe things that you didn't notice there before. Um, Kind of like with my experience of understanding the value of Bayanihan as it pertains to me growing up immigrant in my immigrant, childhood sort of family experiences. Um, and I think that makes me a better person when I can really think and sit and reflect on what fam means to me. It also means to my patients, and the community that I serve. So I think my future actions, my career. Um, I think those things are really defined in part by also my reflections on who I am as a person and also reflecting on the impact that our ancestors have made on us through their indelible indelible actions in the past and acts of sacrifice for us. So that's, I think, what Filipino American History Month means to me.